then asked, what happened to you when you have become thirsty during day and sleepless during night? Then what happened to you? He says, since that day, my condition is that I feel as if I am seeing with my eyes the arsh of Almighty Allah. I feel as if I see the people of Jannah playing and meeting one another in the paradises, gardens of paradise. And I feel the people as if see the people burning in the fire, hellfire. And I see the people happily meeting one another in the gardens of heavens and paradise. Hatta I feel as if the curtains have been removed and I see the arsh of Almighty Allah, where the lights of Almighty Allah are showering. When he gave the whole story and detail of the reality of Iman, then you know what Holy Prophet ﷺ said to him. He said, Arafta falzimha, arafta falzimha, arafta falzimha. Oh Harisa, you have become Arif. You have got the reality. Now falzimha, now stick to it and get hold of it. Get hold of it, get hold of it. Never let it be lost from your hands. So my dear sons and my dear daughters, this is the way to live with. If you start this kind of life, I will be happy. I will be happy for you. I want to see the noor of ibadah on your faces. Don't, whenever you sit together, leave this and do repent. Repent and leave the habit of talking about the jokes of world and things and lust and mal and dunya and hub and hatred and all wrong kind of things which corrupt your heart and which make your heart and soul and your spirit black. When you sit together, talk about Allah. Think about Akhirah. Talk about Holy Prophet. Talk about your Shaykh and Shuyukh and your mission and your deen. And talk about Al-Hidayah and talk about Minhajul Quran. Think about that. And become unrest people, restless people. Become restless people. And what should be you the restlessness? Restlessness, how to please Allah and how to please Prophet and how to please the Wali and Awliya and how to serve my deen, my Islam, my mission and how to work for Al-Hidayah and how to achieve the good places in Al-Akhirah and how to join the company of those who live in the company of Allah. And what should be you the restlessness? Restlessness, how to please Allah and how to please Prophet and how to please the Wali and Awliya and how to serve my deen, my Islam, my mission and how to work for Al-Hidayah and how to achieve the good places in Al-Akhirah and how to join the company of those who live in the company of Allah. Speak in these terms. And finally, I give you my heart. I give you my heart. I want to see the noor of love and the noor of ibadah on your faces. I want to see the noor of ibadah and noor of taqwa and noor of zuhud and noor of mahabba and noor of ma'rifah on your faces. And this noor will come on your faces only if this candle is there, burning candle, in your hearts and in your spirits. Outer self of your personality becomes the reflection of your inner self. This is way how you can please me and how you can work for this life. MashaAllah.
The next question is also related to the things which you spoke last night. Can we also kill our sleep like you? Our sleeping, like you have. We know we are not like you, but we wish to try and model ourselves around you, your example.
My dear sons and daughters and my dear brothers and sisters, don't try to become like me. This would be a disaster. I'm nothing. I am slave of the world. I am slave of my nafs. Try to become better than me and try to become intercessor for me. Try to become better. Don't become totally sleepless. Have your sleep to maintain the health of your bodies. Least minimum sleep time is 4 hours. Maximum is 8 hours. And moderate is 6 hours in 24 hours, in the day and night. Awliya and Sufiya, they have made for the beginners, there are 3 levels, 3 limits for them. Maximum at any cost is 8 hours. More than 8 is for the animals. Minimum is 4 hours for human beings. Moderate is the 6 hours. And a time may come, this is for you, prescription for you. Then a time may come, there are people who awakening becomes their sleep and their sleep becomes their awakening. Then if they awake even the whole night from Isha to Fajr, it doesn't make any difference. Their face still remains fresh. This will come later, but try to maintain your sleep not more than 6 hours. Or if your health permits, then between 4 to 6. Anywhere between 4 to 6, 5 hours, 4 hours. This is an adjustable thing. I tell you 2 things are adjustable. Sleep and food, eating. If you eat this much, your stomach will become used to eating that much. Whenever you want to reduce it, the stomach will cry, it will feel, and your body will feel weakness. Just you go on reducing your food, reducing as much as you can, up to the least minimum level to maintain the health. It will, after a couple of weeks, it will become used to that, and then you won't feel any weakness. The body is your slave. It will, after a couple of weeks, it will become used to that, and then you won't feel any weakness. The body is your slave. Live as a ruler of your body and soul. Don't make your soul, nafs and body your ruler, and don't live as a slave to your body. Don't live as a slave to your body. Don't live as a slave to your nafs, your soul. Live as a ruler of your body and soul. Allah has made you His vicegerent, ruler. Nafs and your body should be subservient and subordinate to you. Then inshallah a time may come that everything becomes irrelevant. But maintain your sleep and your other activities in a moderate way. Moderate way. Start from moderate way. Then come down to 4 hours sleep. This is the best way. Al-wast is better. I'tidal and awsat is better. Al-awsat, al-afdal. Afdal.
The next question is, can a woman travel for seeking knowledge without mahram, and can she go to graveyard?
If you are in hijab, you can go to graveyard sometimes with your mahram. With your mahram, you can go. At one time, Holy Prophet ﷺ prohibited visiting the graves, but that prohibition was equally for men and women. Some people quote hadith, la'anallahu zawwarat. That they were, the ladies, if they go for the ziyarah of graves, they were cursed. But they don't know the time when they were cursed, this was the time when there was a common prohibition of visiting the graves. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, كُنْتُ نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْ زِيَارَةِ الْقُبُورِ أَلَا فَزُورُوهَا فَإِنَّهَا تُذَكِّرُ الْآخِرَةِ. He said, I used to prohibit from the ziyarah of kubur. Kuntu nahitukum, this was common for men and women. These were the early days of Islam, to differentiate them from shirk and tawheed. Then a time came when Holy Prophet ﷺ, now I permit you and I instruct you and I command you to go for ziyarah of the grave. فَإِنَّا تُذَكِّرُ الْآخِرَةِ. There is benefit for the life hereafter for you. They become the source of remembrance. So when there was prohibition, it was common for men, males and females. When he awarded the permission, again the permission cancelled and repealed the prohibition, and permission was again for men and women. So they can go, but with hijab and with mahram, to the graves. And this is the sunnah of Sayyida Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha and Ummul-Mumineen Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha. She used to go to the graveyard, Jannatul Baqi, every Yawm al-Khamis, every Thursday, and morning of every Jummah, every Friday. So this is the sunnah. But not at the time of burial. When is the burial of the dead? Not at that time, because then they will cry. The reason of prohibiting them, that they are soft heart. They will cry. They will, in the loud voice. This is why they were prohibited. If they don't do this and they remain in hijab and go for tuzakkirul akhirah, they are also permitted as the men are permitted. There is barakah. Sunnah of Holy Prophet is common for the men and women. As far as the traveling is concerned, if there is nobody else to travel with you, just all alone, there are certain prohibitions. And again, the prohibitions were for the reason that in those days the journeys were not safe. Mahram was for the safety, for the security of women. And if now you are going with delegates, with the shuyukh, with your teachers, with your mothers, with your friends in a form of a delegate, a company itself becomes mahram. Company itself, as the sisters came from Norway, sisters came from Denmark, came from Holland, came from Paris, but their parents are not with them, or husbands are not with them, or brothers are not with them, just they have come in with their friends. So this is a pure, pious company. So pious company itself is mahram, replaces the mahram, because the purpose, the objective, the illah of mahram is properly being fulfilled in the form of company and sohbah. Same was the reason for Hajj, and same is nowadays the people go in the form of delegates in companies. So company is the replacement of mahram. You can do.